you're doing everything right. You've got a good job, a solid salary, all the things that are supposed to mean stability. But there's this little voice in the back of your head, this nagging feeling you just can't shake. You look at your finances, and even though you're making more money than you ever have, it feels like you're just treading water.
If that sounds even a little bit familiar, I want you to know something right now. You are not imagining it. And more importantly, it's not your fault. You're actually feeling the effects of a system that is, believe it or not, designed to work exactly this way. So let's pull back the curtain on it.
What we're talking about here is something called the salary trap. Think of it like a hidden architecture in our financial lives that keeps even high earners feeling totally stuck, no matter how much their paycheck goes up. So in this explainer, we're going to map out this whole system piece by piece and see exactly how it keeps you running in place. To really see this trap in action, let's make it real. Let's meet Sarah. She's 34, she makes 85 grand a year, and on paper, that puts her in the top 20% of earners in the country. She's all the markers of success, right? She should feel wealthy, but she really, really doesn't. And the reason why reveals the trap's first and maybe its most clever mechanism. So, every 2 weeks, after the government takes its cut, Sarah gets a paycheck for $2,458. That's a good amount of money. It feels solid, significant. So, where does it all go? Well, this is where the trap starts to get really clever. See, the system is designed so that she never really feels the full weight of her income. It fragments it into little pieces before it ever feels like it's truly hers. Almost half of it vanishes instantly to rent. Then, poof, there goes the car payment, the gas, the groceries, all the bills and subscriptions. It's a psychological trick. She never sees her money as one big lump sum, only as these small pieces constantly flying out the door. And after all those pieces are chipped away, what's left? A measly $48 for 2 whole weeks. But here's the crazy part. Sarah doesn't feel broke. She's got a nice apartment, a decent car. This is the trap's first weapon, the illusion of prosperity. It gives you just enough comfort to stop you from asking the really dangerous question. Why am I not actually building any real wealth? Okay, so you might be thinking, what happens when I get a raise? That's my chance to get ahead, right? Well, logically, yes, but it almost never works out that way. And this is where the trap's second mechanism kicks in, what some people call the golden handcuffs. Let's see how they work. So every time your salary goes up, it feels like this huge step towards freedom. But the system is right there, waiting with a whole new menu of options that immediately eats up that extra cash. Your rent goes up for a nicer place. You get a better car with a higher payment. And before you even realize it, you're not just enjoying your new salary, you absolutely need it just to maintain the lifestyle you've built. The handcuffs just get a little tighter. And this brings us to what might be the most crucial point of all. That big top-line salary number, it's almost irrelevant to your actual financial freedom. What truly, truly matters is the gap, that little bit of space you can create between what you earn and what you spend. The entire system is designed to keep that gap as tiny as humanly possible. But you have to ask yourself, why? Why is the system built this way? I mean, this isn't some unfortunate accident of modern life. It's a feature, not a bug. And there's a very clear, very specific reason for keeping that income-expense gap so incredibly narrow. And this is the core of it. This is why the trap exists. When you need every single dollar of your paycheck just to cover your obligations, you become something very valuable, a reliable, predictable consumer. You can't take risks, you can't just quit your job, you can't start that business you've been dreaming of. You are a guaranteed revenue stream for your landlord, your bank, and the car company. You're controllable. Just let that sink in for a second. More than 60% of professionals, people with good jobs, are 1 month, just one single missed paycheck, away from a full-blown financial crisis. It's a very comfortable prison for sure, but it is a prison. This isn't security, it's systemic dependency. But here is the really good news. This trap, it isn't inevitable. It's not a law of physics. It's a system built on choices. And once you can see it for what it is, you can start making different choices. Just being aware of it, that's the first key to unlocking the cage. And now, let's talk about the other keys. The absolute most critical mental shift you have to make is this. You have to stop confusing your income with your wealth. They are not the same thing. Your salary is temporary. It's a flow of cash that stops the second you stop working. Wealth, your savings, your investments, that's permanent. That's the stuff you own, not just what you earn. It's what works for you even when you're not. So what's the actual escape plan? Well, it's really a three-step process. First, you attack the gap. You make it your mission to widen that space between what you earn and what you spend. Every dollar you save isn't about depriving yourself. It's about reclaiming a piece of your future. Second, you redirect that gap. Instead of letting lifestyle inflation just swallow it whole, you deliberately move that money into assets, things like investments that grow, not new liabilities that just drain you. This turns your income into a wealth-building engine. And finally, you build optionality. You create a safety net of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This isn't just a buffer. This is your get-out-of-jail-free card. It's the foundation of real freedom. So I want you to ask yourself this question and be completely brutally honest. If your job disappeared tomorrow, how long could you actually maintain your current lifestyle? Your answer to that question reveals exactly how trapped you really are.
Because when you get right down to it, that's the real goal. It isn't just about making more money so you can spend more money. The real objective, the end game, is to build a life where you are no longer dependent on that next paycheck. Because the moment you don't need it, well, that's the moment you're truly free.